These start gyms are this three-letter word. Yours is G-Y-M, mine's B-A-R.
Right?
There's a reason John Daly is still one of the most talked about names in golf. Decades after his biggest victories, fans continue debating what made him so different from everyone else. But perhaps the most interesting opinions never came from television analysts or sports writers. They came from the players who competed with him, practiced beside him, and witnessed his incredible talent up close. Again and again, golf's biggest stars described John Daly as one of the most naturally gifted players they had ever seen. Their stories reveal a golfer who could amaze everyone with shots that seemed impossible, yet leave them wondering what more he could have achieved. So, what is the real truth about John Daly? Let's hear it through the eyes of the players who knew him best. When John Daly burst onto the PGA Tour, he didn't look like the typical professional golfer. He wasn't known for a strict training routine or a carefully planned lifestyle. Instead, he relied on confidence, instinct, and fearless shot-making. While many golfers spent countless hours perfecting every detail of their swing, Daly often seemed to play with pure natural ability. That unique approach immediately caught the attention of fellow professionals. They realized they were watching someone who could do things on a golf course that very few people could even imagine. Many players have admitted that Daly's driving distance completely changed their expectations of power in golf. Long before modern equipment made huge drives more common, John Daly was launching the ball incredible distances. Fans loved watching him because every tee shot felt like something spectacular might happen. His fearless style inspired younger golfers and proved that attacking the course could be just as exciting as playing it safely. Even opponents couldn't hide their admiration whenever Daly unleashed another massive drive that left everyone else far behind. Tiger Woods once became one of the biggest names linked with John Daly. Although their careers followed completely different paths, there was always mutual respect between them. Tiger built his success through discipline, relentless practice, and constant improvement. Daly represented almost the opposite approach. Yet despite those differences, Tiger repeatedly acknowledged Daly's extraordinary talent. Many fans found that respect fascinating because it came from one of the hardest-working athletes golf has ever seen. When someone like Tiger recognizes another player's natural gifts, people naturally pay attention. Golf legend Jack Nicklaus also praised John Daly's remarkable ability. Nicklaus spent decades competing against the greatest golfers in history, so compliments from him carry enormous weight. He admired Daly's effortless power and believed he possessed rare talent that simply couldn't be taught. Nicklaus often suggested that Daly could perform brilliantly regardless of the circumstances, proving that true ability sometimes goes beyond perfect preparation. Hearing those words from one of golf's greatest champions only strengthened Daly's reputation as a once-in-a-generation talent. Gary Player offered perhaps the most unforgettable opinion of all. When discussing the most naturally gifted golfers he had ever seen, Player placed John Daly near the very top. However, his praise came with an important reminder. He believed Daly possessed the ability to become one of the greatest players in golf history if he had maintained the same level of discipline shown by legends like Tiger Woods. That statement has fueled debates among golf fans for years. Was John Daly truly one of the sport's biggest what-if stories? Many believe the answer is yes. Phil Mickelson also shared stories highlighting Daly's unbelievable confidence. According to fellow players, Daly could arrive at tournaments looking completely relaxed, almost as if he were playing a casual weekend round. Yet once the competition started, he could suddenly produce world-class golf that left everyone amazed. That unpredictability became part of his legend. Opponents never knew whether they would see an average performance or a display of brilliance capable of beating anyone in the field. Of course, John Daly's career wasn't defined only by success. His personal struggles often became as famous as his victories. He openly discussed battles with alcohol, gambling, smoking, and other challenges that affected both his personal life and professional career. While many athletes tried to hide their problems, Daly rarely pretended to be someone he wasn't. Some players criticized his choices, believing they prevented him from reaching his full potential. Others respected his honesty, recognizing that life isn't always as simple as winning trophies. Despite those struggles, fans never stopped supporting him. In fact, many people felt even more connected to John Daly because he appeared so human. He celebrated victories with emotion, admitted mistakes without excuses, and never tried to create a perfect public image. In an era where many athletes carefully managed everything they said and did, Daly remained refreshingly authentic. That honesty made him one of the most recognizable personalities the game has ever produced. Even as injuries and health issues slowed his career, fellow golfers continued speaking highly of him. Younger players often mentioned how exciting it was to watch Daly during his prime. Veterans remembered the incredible shots, fearless attitude, and unforgettable moments he created on golf's biggest stages. Whether discussing his powerful drives or his larger-than-life personality, one theme remained consistent. John Daly was unlike anyone else. Today, when players are asked about John Daly, they rarely focus only on statistics or championships. Instead, they remember the unforgettable experience of competing alongside someone blessed with extraordinary talent. They remember the excitement he brought to every tournament and the belief that anything could happen whenever he stepped onto the first tee. His career reminds everyone that greatness can take many different forms. Some champions are remembered for collecting the most trophies. Others are remembered for changing the way people feel about the game itself. So, what is the truth about John Daly? According to the players who knew him best, he possessed talent that few golfers have ever matched. Many believe he could have won even more championships under different circumstances. But they also recognize that his unique personality, fearless attitude, and willingness to live life on his own terms made him unforgettable. In the end, John Daly's legacy isn't built only on victories. It's built on authenticity, excitement, and the rare ability to inspire admiration from teammates, rivals, and millions of golf fans around the world. That is why, years later, players still talk about John Daly, and why the golf world probably always will. John Daly's biggest advantage wasn't just his incredible power, it was the confidence that came with it. While many golfers carefully planned every shot, Daly often trusted his instincts. That fearless mindset made him one of the most unpredictable players on the PGA Tour. Opponents knew that no lead was ever completely safe whenever Daly was on the course. He had the rare ability to change the entire momentum of a tournament with just a few spectacular holes. Fans loved that excitement because every round felt different, and every swing carried the possibility of something unforgettable. One reason fellow professionals respected Daly so much was that he could perform under enormous pressure. His breakthrough at the 1991 PGA Championship remains one of the greatest stories in golf history. Entering the tournament as a last-minute replacement, he arrived with almost no preparation and very little expectation. Most players would have struggled simply to make the cut under those circumstances. Daly did the exact opposite. He played with confidence from the opening round, attacked difficult holes without fear, and shocked the entire golf world by capturing the championship. It was the kind of victory that instantly transformed an unknown player into an international superstar. That performance wasn't viewed as luck by the players who competed against him. Many believed it was proof that John Daly possessed extraordinary natural ability. Jack Nicklaus publicly admired his talent, while other legends pointed out that very few golfers could step onto a major championship course with almost no preparation and still outperform the best players in the world. To them, Daly wasn't simply a long hitter. He was a complete golfer capable of producing world-class shots from almost any situation. Perhaps the most fascinating part of Daly's career was the contrast between his talent and his lifestyle. Many players spent countless hours in the gym, practiced relentlessly, and followed strict routines to gain even the smallest competitive advantage. Daly followed his own path. He often relied on confidence, experience, and instinct instead of detailed preparation. That difference sparked endless conversations throughout the golfing world. Some admired his carefree attitude, while others believed it prevented him from reaching even greater heights. Yet regardless of their opinions, nearly every player agreed on one thing. Whenever John Daly was at his best, very few golfers on earth could match what he was capable of doing.